So what did unlearning mean for you?
Unlearning is for me, well, through the whole range of my life, has been a process of dropping away from assumptions, let's put it that way, constructions, ideas of who I am or what reality is.
It's like our programming that we build up over the years.
Yeah. And so I'm talking at this time about itinerancy, and it does help to jar or bewilder or, break open the sense of that my take on reality, my point of view, is somehow the most verifiable one. You know, as you travel, and you've done a fair bit yourself, you realize how many points of view there are. In fact, infinite number of points of view, and yours is a mere one of them. And this is humbling. And humbling is perhaps another way to say unlearning, isn't it? You just sort of, the primacy of my take on the world is sort of loses its, whatever idea I had that it's the true look, it's the true point of view.
It's almost as like it's a stepping back and coming back to say, well, that is not me.
Yeah.
And there's something else, and
that
is not me.
That's right. That's right. And so over time what occurs is a kind of a loosening, a space occurs between our dearly held values and ideologies and descriptions, interpretations of reality. A space occurs. And you see that they still arise, but this space has a quality of what? Who am I if not my opinions? Who am I if not this point of view with its interpretation and its description of reality? What's going on here? And you can appreciate it even in this moment. We have points of view, and we're talking about from our experience and so on.
So that can be freeing, and it can also be frightening.
Yeah.
The two are equally true.
Exactly. Well, fear is, in a way, the ego, the self-sense, is built out of that fear. It's continually, its very nature is insecurity. So it's like always trying to find some stability, some sense of I am this, I am my opinions, I am my interpretations of things. And when that is called into such deep question, then what am I? And that then opens up into the primal question, isn't it? What is this? What am I? Right now, and for all of us, that's always the question. And it's a question which, well, in a sense, I'd like to say, let me say that questioning has always been a deep kind of theme throughout my life.
You're inquisitive always, weren't you?
Yeah. And there's something about a question which is very, very freeing and, in a sense, very innocent. When you truly ask a question, when you are the question itself, there's a kind of an openness to, you're not filling in an answer. You may be, in which case it's not a real question. It's just another way of being didactic and arranging your point of view. But if a question such as, what am I? Where am I? What if you look for example, yourself, as if you could turn 180 degrees around and look for yourself, each one of us in this moment, if we're honest, we have to say, I can't find anything there. I'm here. What's here? Well, I know I'm here because we're sitting here talking together, but what is it that I'm talking about, the I that is here? And where is here anyway?
There's something watching the whole thing, isn't there?
Yeah, well, is there? Is there an Ian or an Elias?
No, I mean, there's something...
Oh, I see.
Well, that's my experience sometimes, and I can't get it any clearer than that at the moment. There's something watching everything that just is always there.
Yeah. Right. Now, if we take that, if we explore that one even, is there something watching, or is there, and I'm not even filling in an answer, I just ask the question again, is there something I can find that is watching? Or is there watching? Or, do you know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean.
Watching is one of the words.
Happening.
Listening is another beautiful word for this. Yeah. There's something listening. There is listening. There is watching. There is this awareness, for sure. And yet if I look for awareness, I don't find an awarer, an entity that is aware. I can't find it. It might be there, I don't know, but I can't find it. And that not being able to find it, as you say, it can be frightening, but if we relax at that moment and don't demand an answer to what am I, who's watching, who's listening, if we don't demand an answer there, but actually are the question, we actually are the question, I don't know. I can't find it. I don't know what I am or who I am. I've never been able to find that, and I don't think any of us can. And to relax at that moment, in that spaciousness, in that stillness. It is like a stillness, isn't it? Like a stillness, it is stillness. That, well, it's what's termed unknowing, living in unknowing. You're not in something, though. It's not like, you see, our language always butts up against
unknowing that just seems to be not anywhere.
Exactly. If we don't demand any more interpretations, if our minds, at this point, we use questions and we're using our minds and having a conversation with concepts, and then that serves us up to a point. And then when the inquiry gets this direct, there's no more room for the mind to supply an answer. If it does, it's just going to be one more construction or thought. And then we inquire into the substantiality of that thought or of that idea that's come up. And we realize nothing more can be said here. And that nothing more can be said puts us in direct experience, puts us in. See? I'm using these terms again, our language, our whole syntax of our mind and conversation always sort of drags us back into subject-object relationship. But if we don't, if we relax into this unknowing, into this spaciousness, it's just openness by itself. And just, the word just is we always use it, we bring that word, it's just this or just that. It's an attempt to make our language break open to this moment, to this clear presence, which will never show up as anything. It doesn't show up as anything in itself.